Rashad Evans narrates Jon Jones' backstabbing incident as UFC Rivalry gets new twist. I don't care about how you feel about him. That's a crazy thought that through all those dudes, 3 generations of players. These were the exact words of former dual champion Daniel Cormier for one of his biggest rivals, Jon Jones. Whether you admire him or not, Jon Bones Jones has spent the last 17 years etching his name into MMA history. Bones has taken down legends at the height of their powers and built a legacy that's nothing short of legendary. Before calling it time on his illustrious career, one of the biggest fights of his career was against Rashad Evans. Once close friends and training partners at the famed Jackson Wink MMA gym, the two saw their bond unravel well before they finally clashed at UFC 145 in 2012. What began as a brotherhood eventually turned into one of the sport's most intense rivalries. The turning point in their relationship came when Rashad Evans was originally slated to challenge then-champion Mauricio Shogun Rua. However, an injury sidelined Evans, and in a twist of fate, a 23-year-old Jon Jones stepped in as his replacement, seizing the opportunity and capturing the title at UFC 128. The real fracture in their friendship came when Jon Jones publicly declared he'd be willing to fight Rashad Evans if the UFC asked him to. Evans shared the entire incident while speaking to Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo during their Pound for Pound podcast. The 45-year-old, while speaking on the podcast, pointed out how happy he was to give the chance to the young Jones then. He said, "So when he had a chance, I was like, yeah, you got to do it. So when he did it, it was all cool. I'm like, yeah, that's great." However, he further added how things took a turn and added, "But then I started to hear, he was talkings. You know what I'm saying, man? Talking about how he had whooped me, and this, that, and the other." Shuba further added, "So when he said that, I'm just like, oh, word." So I called him on the phone and I asked him. I'm like, "Yo, what's up with you said about this, that?" And he was just like, "Yeah." Adding fuel to the fire, Coach Greg Jackson chose to support Jones, a move that left Rashad Evans feeling deeply betrayed and cast aside. But time has a way of healing wounds. Despite the rocky history, both men have moved on in their lives and even retired from fighting. However, Jones still remembers his clash with Evans and also the punches he took from him. Jon Jones names Rashad Evans as the hardest puncher he has ever faced. It wasn't Daniel Cormier or Dominic Reyes who landed Jon Jones' most unforgettable punch. As revealed by the former UFC heavyweight champion, it was Rashad Evans who holds that distinction. Once a powerhouse in the UFC's light heavyweight division, Shuba made his first mark on the sport during Season 2 of The Ultimate Fighter. From there, he quickly rose through the ranks, earning a reputation as a fierce contender by defeating the likes of Michael Bisping and knocking out Chuck Liddell in emphatic fashion. Rashad Evans' relentless grind reached its peak in 2008 when he knocked out Forrest Griffin to claim the light heavyweight crown. Although his reign was short-lived, Evans remained one of the division's toughest puzzles. When he squared off against Jon Jones at UFC 145, it was no different. By then, Jones had already steamrolled past elite names like Quinton "Rampage" Jackson and Lyoto Machida. But Evans wasn't there to be another highlight reel victim. He stood firm against Jones' trademark knockouts and slick submissions, trading fire and forcing the young champion to go the distance in a grueling 5-round battle. Earlier this year, Jones sat down for a chat with Talk SPORT and shared his experience of fighting with Evans. Bones said, "The hardest punch I ever received was from a guy named Shuba Rashad Evans. He caught me with an overhand right, the same exact punch he hit Chuck Liddell with, and dropped him. Moreover, he caught me with that same punch. It wasn't that he hit me so hard, it was the speed of the punch. It was almost like you can tighten up, where you can just let your arm be loose and let it swing. It's kind of like an overhand slap. He hit me so fast, and I had no clue what it was." A wave of fan reaction on X erupted immediately after the Talk SPORT interview. One fan wrote, "Jones letting Evans have that one moment is real sportsmanship. Shows respect even while he was dominating." While another noted, "Always loved Rashad's punch. Reminds us champions can still get caught." Meanwhile, on r/ufka, a user commented, "Evans may say Jon was one of his hardest hits taken. Rashad got him right on the button." That community thread sparked debates over whether Evans or Anthony "Rumble" Johnson was actually the hardest puncher both men faced. Johnson being another name often brought up by Evans himself. What do you think about the rivalry between these two fighters? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.